The sun peeked over the snow-capped mountains, painting the sky in hues of soft pink and gold. Inside a cozy cabin nestled at the foot of the mountain, Buddy, a golden retriever with fur as bright as the sunrise, stretched and yawned. His tail thumped softly against the wooden floor, a happy rhythm that filled the room. A warm fire crackled in the hearth, casting dancing shadows on the walls. The aroma of freshly baked cinnamon rolls wafted from the kitchen, where his human, a kind woman named Sarah, was preparing breakfast. Buddy loved mornings like these, peaceful, warm, and filled with the promise of adventure. Sarah turned on the radio, and the cheerful morning music was interrupted by an urgent announcement.
A hiker, Mr. Thompson, has been reported missing since yesterday afternoon.
He was last seen near Eagle Peak. Search and rescue teams are being deployed.
Sarah's brow furrowed with concern.
She knew Mr. Thompson. He was a friendly, elderly man who often hiked the trails with his little dog, Pip. Buddy sensed Sarah's worry and nudged her hand with his wet nose, offering silent comfort. Sarah patted his head. "We have to do something, Buddy," she said, a determined glint in her eyes. "We have to help find Mr. Thompson." Sarah quickly packed a backpack with warm blankets, a thermos of hot chocolate, sandwiches, and a first aid kit. Buddy, sensing the urgency, wagged his tail excitedly and trotted to the door, ready for action. Sarah chuckled.
"All right, Buddy, let's get you ready too." She clipped a small backpack onto Buddy's back, filled with water, a collapsible bowl, and some dog treats. She also attached a bright red scarf around his neck, ensuring he would be easily visible in the snow. "Remember, Buddy, we need to stay close and listen carefully," Sarah reminded him. Buddy barked once in acknowledgement, his eyes shining with determination. The air outside was crisp and cold, and the ground was covered in a thick blanket of pristine white snow. As Sarah and Buddy began their trek up the mountain, the only sounds were the crunch of their boots in the snow and the gentle breeze whispering through the pine trees. The snow sparkled like a million tiny diamonds under the morning sun. Buddy bounded ahead, his nose to the ground, sniffing for any trace of Mr. Thompson. Sarah followed closely behind, her heart filled with hope and a touch of anxiety. The higher they climbed, the deeper the snow became, making the journey more challenging. After hours of searching, just as Sarah's hope began to dwindle, Buddy suddenly stopped and started barking excitedly near a cluster of snow-covered bushes. Sarah rushed over and pushed aside the branches, revealing a small, brightly colored dog toy, Pip's favorite squeaky bone. Sarah's heart leaped with renewed hope. "Good boy, Buddy, you found something," she exclaimed, praising him enthusiastically. This was a sign, a clue that they were on the right track. Mr. Thompson and Pip couldn't be far away. Buddy, now more determined than ever, picked up the scent and started leading Sarah deeper into the woods. The trail was faint, barely visible beneath the fresh snowfall, but Buddy's keen nose never wavered. They navigated through dense patches of trees, carefully stepping over fallen branches and icy patches. The wind howled around them, carrying snowflakes that stung their faces, but they pressed on, driven by their determination to find Mr. Thompson and Pip. The sun began to dip lower in the sky, casting long, eerie shadows across the snow. Just as Sarah was starting to feel the chill of the approaching evening, Buddy suddenly perked up his ears and let out a loud, joyous bark. He started running towards a small clearing in the distance. Sarah followed as quickly as she could, her heart pounding with anticipation. As they reached the clearing, they saw them. Mr. Thompson, huddled beneath a snow-covered pine tree, and Pip, barking feebly by his side. Mr. Thompson looked weak and exhausted, but Pip was overjoyed to see them. Sarah rushed to Mr. Thompson's side and wrapped him in a warm blanket. She gave him some hot chocolate and a sandwich, which he gratefully accepted. Pip, sensing that help had arrived, wagged his tail weakly and licked Buddy's face. Buddy returned the gesture with a gentle nudge. Sarah called the search and rescue team, providing them with their location. Soon, the sound of a helicopter filled the air, and a team of paramedics arrived to assist Mr. Thompson. He was carefully placed on a stretcher and lifted into the helicopter, along with Pip. Sarah watched as they flew away, feeling a wave of relief wash over her. With Mr. Thompson safely on his way to receive medical attention, Sarah and Buddy began their trek back down the mountain. The snow seemed less daunting now, the wind less biting. The setting sun painted the sky in vibrant shades of orange and purple, a breathtaking display of nature's beauty. Buddy trotted happily beside Sarah, his tail wagging with pride. They were tired but content, knowing they had made a difference. As they walked, Sarah praised Buddy for his bravery and intelligence. "You're a true hero, Buddy," she said, scratching him behind the ears. Back at the cozy cabin, the fire was still crackling merrily in the hearth. Sarah lit some candles, filling the room with a warm, inviting glow. She prepared a special dinner for Buddy, his favorite chicken and rice, and they both snuggled up by the fire, exhausted but happy. Later that evening, they received a call from the hospital. Mr. Thompson was doing well, and was incredibly grateful for their help. He couldn't wait to be reunited with Pip and to thank Buddy in person. Sarah smiled, knowing that their adventure had a happy ending. As the snow continued to fall softly outside, Sarah and Buddy drifted off to sleep, their hearts filled with warmth and contentment. Buddy dreamt of snowy mountains, squeaky bones, and the grateful faces of Mr. Thompson and Pip. He knew that even the smallest act of kindness could make a big difference in the world, and he was proud to be a part of it. He was more than just a dog. He was a friend, a companion, and a hero. A week later, Mr. Thompson, fully recovered, visited Sarah and Buddy at the cabin, with Pip happily trotting by his side. He thanked them profusely for saving his life, and gave Buddy a big hug. Pip, remembering his rescuer, showered Buddy with playful licks. From that day on, Mr. Thompson, Pip, Sarah, and Buddy became the best of friends, often going on hikes together in the mountains. And every time they reached Eagle Peak, they would remember their snowy mountain rescue, and the power of friendship, courage, and a very special golden retriever named Buddy.